And I went in there to get my right hand tattooed, which is covered up now. But I went in there and he was like, who did your sleeve? And I was like, oh, me. Didn't even know that that's like not a good thing, you know what I mean? I was like, yeah. And he said there and then, he was like, wow, it's pretty good. He didn't realise that I'd gone over it fucking 100 times trying to get that colour in. If I didn't have kids, I'd be here all the time. I'd be here every night. I love tattooing. But I think it's mad, the last few years, everything that's coming out, like people always, and they always have been trying to reinvent the wheel, but please be something I can draw, please be something I can draw.
Hello and welcome back to the podcast. I'm Alex Lloyd and this is a 21st Century Tattoo.
Chris, mate,
Right, mate.
how you doing?
Yeah, good.
Yeah, feeling all right?
Sweet. Yeah, sweet.
It's this is cool. It's nice to be actually at the 6-3 Academy for your seminars and stuff. And we'll talk a bit more about that in a bit.
Yeah, cool.
But I mean, you're obviously a black and grey realism all-rounder. You do a lot of kind of animals, script, portraits.
Mainly animals. I think that's my main thing. But
is that the kind of thing that you really enjoy doing?
I love doing animals, yeah. I'd do animals every day if I could. I just love it.
Yeah, the stuff's really cool. I guess I wanted to know really where that kind of where that interest stemmed from in going down the route of your black and grey and your realism stuff.
It just kind of evolved into that. I don't think I've ever really like tried to push it or anything like that. It just kind of, I don't know. I think if you do, when you're doing black and grey and you do certain parts better than you do other parts, and you put it out on Instagram, and you get asked to do more, if you know what I mean. Like I'm doing a lot of gorillas at the moment after doing a couple of reasonably good, I don't want to say good, but you know what I mean.
Yeah, too right.
You put it out and you tend to do more of what people see, I think.
Yeah, I mean, I was literally having this conversation in one of the other episodes, and it feels like then the more you put out of that stuff, the more there is a request for it, which is great now if you do want to kind of pursue a style, but then you feel like I don't want to be repeating this stuff.
Yeah.
What's your favourite project to work on?
Tigers and lions more than anything. Anything with fur texture. I like trying to pick out fur textures. That's my thing for sure.
Yeah. Have you did you know that you wanted to do that? Obviously, we were speaking earlier before we started recording about how you're 16 years in, you know, like you've got a wealth of experience.
Yeah.
Can you see it going any other way? And how did it really develop, you know?
Yeah, I think it just happened over time. Like originally I wanted to be a trad tattooist. I like doing trad. I still like doing it now. I don't do it much, but I still like the idea of putting a nice clean stencil on, nice clean lines. Like that's satisfying. But I don't know. I think I enjoy doing black and grey, and it's popular as well. It's like there's a high demand for it. I think things like I've got a couple of artists that want to do like neo trad and stuff like that. I think it's quite a hard niche to get into. You know what I mean? Yeah. I wouldn't say that I tattoo a lot of like collectors, if you know what I mean. I tattoo everyone out there. So it's popular, isn't it?
It's a very good point. You know, like I feel like black and grey realism appeals to everyone, creatives or none, because people can see, oh, well, that looks like that thing, and I feel like that's where if you are a good black and grey realism artist, you can really pick up some traction. I'm the same with you though. Like I love slapping in round shit, like big fat lines.
Nice, yeah.
I don't get to do it anymore because I'm kind of leaning towards the finer stuff.
Yeah. But do you think you pushed that, or do you think that's just evolved into that?
I don't know, you know, I've always been obsessed with fine detail, but probably it's a little bit of the fact that, you know, it's an uphill battle in terms of like a niche with clients. Yeah, and there are so many good artists, you know, like some of the people we've had on the previous podcast, like Mike Stockings and these like real bold traditional, like these guys smash it. Matt Webb, you know, I clocked that. I thought that was. That's literally what put that into my head. So sick. And you prefer the kind of larger scale stuff?
Yeah, I mean, I only do day rates. I can't really get much done in a small time frame, so I suppose that's a big part of it as well.
Do you work quickly?
I think so, compared to a lot of people, but it all depends on clients. Some days I'll think, oh, I ain't done fuck all. Feel bad, you know what I mean? But yeah, I think I'm quite quick. I can do a full forearm in a day. Yeah. That's generally what I gauge it on.
Yeah, nice, man. Well, you're obviously doing really well.
Thanks, man.
I guess let's delve a little bit into the design process because Even my stuff's a little bit more stylized, and I always want to understand from the people I'm sitting down with how your brain works. You know. First of all, like, how do you prepare yourself for your sessions? Like, is there anything that you do, maybe like physically or a mental preparation for the week? You know, before you start, how do you get yourself in that zone?
I'm pretty laid back with it, if I'm honest. I'm pretty last minute. I do everything the night before. I'm one of them guys. Not a lot really. I just crack on with it. I tend to send designs over the night before. I know a lot of people don't like doing that, but it's kind of worked for me. Yeah.
Why is that? Because you want to kind of gauge?
I think, and a lot of people expect it nowadays, I think. Like a lot of my clients anyway, want to see what they're going to get, if that makes sense. I'm not one of those, I would love to be the type of tattooist that people come to me for what I do, but I don't think I'm quite there. I think people come to me for what they want, if you know what I mean. And they've found me because I can do it, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Does that make sense?
And maybe local, and like you're known in the area for doing that so well. Yeah,
definitely.
But, I mean, that's probably just as good, I guess. You know, to have that reputation.
Yeah.
I mean, I only ask because like I can get, and I know a lot of creatives can get quite in their own head about like overthinking work, over analysing it. Yeah. If I almost spend too long on the design, I'll just tweak it forever.
Yeah.
But have you found for you the best thing to do is really just, do you have many clients when you do send it the night before wanting changes?
Not a lot, not really. That doesn't happen too often. It depends what it is. If it's a full sleeve that I've designed, then there might be a few little tweaks, but no, not really.
Yeah.
They just want lions, tigers. That's the hardest thing, is finding new reference for stuff like that. Yeah, that's one of my biggest battles. Like I've started following like wildlife photographers and stuff like that, just to try and get, because you see the same ones over and over. Yeah. There's like,
you can almost see, can't you, when you know, I know I've seen that reference before.
Yeah. I've done that reference, blah, blah, blah. You can't do it. Like, you can't do it more than once. I'm sure I have. I'll probably do it by accident, to be honest, 'cause I do so many, but that's the hardest part, is finding a new reference.
Definitely. Sure. And again, it goes back to what you were saying about trying to do more. You'll end up doing more of the same, but trying not to regurgitate the same material and give clients something unique.
Yeah, of course. Well, I love doing the same, not the same tattoo, but I like people say to me, do you get bored of doing tigers and that? But I love it. I like, every time I do one, I'll pick out something else, or I'll learn something else, something that I can put into the next one. And I feel like they grow and they get better as they go along. Because you'd be like, I'm going to try a 3-round liner for this texture this time. Next time I'll try a 7-round liner, and you pick out, and it's all them little bits that add up to making it like decent, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah.
Who do you think's really smashing it in that style right now?
Ash Himes, probably one of my favourites to look at. I quite often look at his work. There's so many. A few people I can't pronounce their name as well. Colombian guy I've been looking at a lot.
Yeah.
Hernan Yepe or something like that.
Okay.
I don't know. But yeah.
I'm trying to think. Like Max Eaton.
Yeah.
His work, super high contrast, unreal. Incredible detail. Yeah. His stuff's really cool.
Yeah, it's unreal.
Yeah, there's so many guys really smashing it. And I think one of the reasons why I was really looking forward to sitting down with you is because you are obviously doing so well, but you're really trying to push something else now as well, which is the Academy. Yeah. And kind of helping to other artists to share their wealth of knowledge. Yeah. Talk to me then a little bit about 6-3 Academy, where the whole idea was born.
I mean, it mainly came out of a want to go to seminars. Like, it's such a great way to learn stuff. I said to you before that I went to a couple up in Stockton, Mark Besto, he was putting a few on, he's not doing it anymore. And it's kind of a shame that we weren't doing it. So, yeah, we just started it. We got this big space. We weren't using it at the time. We're up in now, but we weren't using it. It's just a great way to learn, man. And for my staff as well, the people that work for me, it's good for them. They'll get to come to these seminars. I'll get to go to all of them for free.
That's it. It's perfect.
It's great.
You've already had some serious artists on, like Aston Reynolds and all this. I mean, how it's like a big task to put that together. Yeah. I look at some of these people running conventions, and you think, how the fuck are you managing to put all of that together?
Sleepless nights, for sure.
So, was there any inspiration for it? Did you kind of, or has it just been a pure trial and error? Anyone mentoring you and teaching you how to do it? I don't know.
Nah, not really. No, we just cracked on with it. I mean, I went to a Rob Richardson one, and a guy called Nipper as well, not the lettering artist, the does black and grey. And they were really good, man. So we just thought, fuck it, we'll try and do it. But I just want to have there's nothing like this in the UK. They do it a lot in America. Yeah. You see it a lot, but there's not like one single place where you can just go to for seminars. That's what we're trying to build.
Yeah, it's cool.
It's good.
I'm definitely going to have to get myself down to one.
Yeah, do it.
For sure.
Yeah.
I think that's one thing I've said to myself I'm going to do a lot more this year.
You learn so much.
Yeah.
We had a little nick a little while ago, and it's changed my tattooing. I've used different needles, I use a different brand now as well. Yeah. Loads of little bits, man. It's so good.
Yeah. There's a lot of stuff I want to really try and work on a little bit more of my small mag work.
Yeah.
In small areas.
Yeah. You'll have to keep an eye out.
I think I spoke to Gully on here who went to Inal Bersakov's seminar.
Yeah.
Abroad. Yeah. So if you get anyone...
He's coming, actually. That's the guy that owns Top Boy, is it? Top Boy Tattoo?
Gully is, yeah.
Yeah, he's coming to Mark Stockings.
Perfect.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. Really nice lad.
Is he?
Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah.
I'm going to do more of that for sure.
Yeah. I think they're worth it.
Biggest challenge you faced so far with it?
Selling tickets. It's quite hard to sell tickets, I'm not going to lie.
Yeah.
I mean, we've only got Instagram to try and do it. We're going to a couple of conventions this year. I've got a load of leaflets, so I'm going to old school way of doing it, hand out some leaflets.
On the high street.
Yeah, and we're paying for advertising on a website and everything now. But you'd be surprised. It is quite hard to, I don't know, it's quite hard to sell the tickets.
Yeah, I bet. Yeah. I mean...
I had visions of them selling out straight away. But nah, they don't. It takes a little while.
No, this ain't a dig on tattoo artists, but we can all be quite lazy.
Yeah, I think that's a lot.
Do you know what I mean?
A bit anxious and a little bit worried to travel and meet new people, whatever.
That's it, and it's the money, and it's
it's money.
If you're on that self-improvement mentality, I feel like it's the best thing that you can do.
Great. It's like I said to you earlier, if it's an uncomfortable position, it's good to do it. Like, push yourself and do it. Yeah,
100%. It's the only way to learn and, and to grow.
Yeah.
And the biggest success so far with it, do you think?
I mean, getting some of these artists to do it, I think, because we started off, it was, you mentioned Aston earlier, he was the first one. That was how the idea started. And then we did another couple of my mates did them. And then we got... I think it was Mike. I spoke to Mike about it and he was up for it. And it was like, this might actually work.
Attraction. Yeah.
Spoke to little Nick. We got Tommy Farrow doing one as well. So, yeah, that's cool.
He's a good lad.
Yeah, I watched his podcast.
His episodes. Mate, his work's mad.
Yeah, it's unreal.
The way he puts them pieces together.
Yeah.
That kind of like horror surrealist.
And that solid black.
Yeah.
I want to see how he does that.
Really, really cool.
Yeah.
We'll talk a little bit more about like process and stuff, but we were talking about like selling tickets, weren't we?
Yeah. I mean, it's the Instagram thing, isn't it? It's the Instagram reach fucking algorithm problem. That's the thing.
Yeah.
There's no like... I'm sure it'd be easier if it was like the old days where anyone who followed you saw it. I don't know how many we've got, maybe 1,500 followers on there. It's not much, but I'm sure if everyone was seeing it, then we'd probably sell more tickets.
Yeah, I've just remembered.
So
I was going to try and understand whether you can see yourself kind of only doing that then with the academy, or is there like part of you that will always want to continue to tattoo?
I'll always tattoo. I love it. It's my favourite thing to do. I'll never stop tattooing. I'd like to go down to maybe only a couple of days a week. I think that's the end goal. Once like the shops are up and running and this is up and running properly and everything's going.
Yeah.
But yeah, no, I still need to make money. So
yeah, man, of course, yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, have the academy going like 4 days a week.
Yeah, can you imagine? It'd be great.
Yeah, it would be cool, man. Really, really cool. And you've got like the right space.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's sick. I'm going to do more for sure.
Yeah, you should.
You've picked up quite a few sponsors over the course of your tattooing career. I mean, some of them I know you've got Symmetry, Empire Inks, Butterlux.
Yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about those kind of relationships and how that came to be.
Symmetry is owned by my pal. So that's why I'm responsible for Symmetry. And yeah, Butterlux, that's a great sponsor. I use it all the time. Well, I buy it for everyone in here. Yeah, they just approached me. I think I sent them a message one day. And I asked them a question because they do a butter and a balm.
Yeah.
I sent him a message like, what's the difference? And he had a little conversation. And he's a really nice guy, and he offered me a sponsorship there and then. So,
yeah, nice.
Yeah, sound.
Yeah, it's cool. I've always used that stuff.
Yeah, it's decent. It smells amazing.
Yeah, and it's just good. It's good quality stuff.
Yeah. Empire is the other one. That's decent.
Empire.
Yeah. How did that happen? I've been sponsored by them for a few years now. I think it's a similar sort of thing. I messaged them, asked them if anyone in the UK supplied it, and I don't think anyone did back then. And they're really cool. They said, we'll send you out a set and see how you get on with it. I was like, all right, cool.
Yeah.
Used them for a couple of weeks, sent them a message, and they said, how's you fancy being on the pro team? I was like, no, yeah, 100%. That's cool. Yeah. They got some wicked artists.
Yeah, they really have, man. I'm all about that, like, collaboration and stuff.
Yeah.
Ghost have just started sponsoring this podcast. Thank you, Ghost.
Cool.
Quick one about the podcast sponsor, Ghost Cartridges. So Ghost Cartridges are a tattoo cartridge and accessory brand and online retailer. Founded in 2017, they're known for their innovative products and they're supported by thousands of artists and customers worldwide.
And yeah, man, it's good to be kind of involved with those guys. Like, I love what they're doing.
It's just nice to have some support, isn't it?
Yeah, 100%.
Empire are wicked.
It works both ways, you know?
Yeah.
So, passing on knowledge to apprentices, you obviously are a firm believer in kind of teaching, like learning this sort of stuff.
Yeah.
What's your experience been with apprentices, and have you got any at the moment? And
yeah, I've got one at the moment. Brandon, he's only 18. He's amazing artist, like absolutely amazing.
Yeah. What's your thoughts on apprentices and that kind of traditional apprenticeship?
I think it's different nowadays, isn't it? It's not like it used to be. I don't really believe in the whole abusing people for a year, making them do all of that stuff.
Yeah.
It's different nowadays. I don't think it's like it used to be. There's a lot of shops about and that, but I'm more about just teaching them a tattoo. I want them to tattoo as soon as possible, really. Do you know what I mean?
Yeah.
But yeah, I still make him do stuff. He still has to empty bins and shit. Right?
Yeah, of course. Yeah, there's like a level of having to understand. I mean, occasionally you're seeing these like tattoo schools pop up here.
Yeah,
they get slated the moment they come up.
Yeah.
And
you've got to earn it. You've got to earn it by being good at art, I think.
You can say what you think, innit?
Yeah. No, I don't agree with any of that stuff, man.
You need that. The thing is, you need that one-on-one studio environment experience.
Yeah, 100%.
You can't get that really out of a classroom.
And I think if you've been to a tattoo school and you've got your certificate or whatever, like someone like me, if you approached me and said, "Oh, I've got a certificate," I'm not interested. Do you know what I mean? If you're good at art and you had some promise or whatever, then you probably would have an apprenticeship. Yeah, because I mean, that's all it takes, really, isn't it? If someone comes in here like Brandon, for example, he's an amazing oil painter. I don't think you can see him, but
mad. That looks like a print.
No, it's an oil painting.
Yeah,
and that one. But yeah, and he painted them when he was like 17. Like, can you imagine being that good at art when you're like 17?
There's people like that to deserve the apprenticeship.
Yeah, exactly.
I think some people get into it for the wrong reasons.
Yeah.
The other thing, like I've had people come to me and they've said, I want an apprenticeship. Like I've already started doing a bit of tattooing at home on my mates, and I'm like, right, well, it's not happening.
Nah.
Because you like bad habits.
Yeah, of course.
And I need to see some of your work. Have you got like a profile or you know how big social media is now?
Yeah.
There's no evidence of any work on the socials and stuff. And I'm thinking, like, how are you honestly expecting?
Yeah.
If you don't even look like you're bothered.
Yeah. I mean, I think some people just decide they want to be a tattooist, start drawing some stuff. Do you know what I mean? We want apprentices that have been into art their whole life and they love it and
live it and breathe it.
Yeah, they're the people that you want. Sure.
What are your thoughts on like new ways for artists to learn? Do you think like, I mean, it feels like there's more and more. It's becoming so much more. The information's becoming so much more accessible.
Yeah.
And, there's a lot of tutorials, for example.
Yeah.
Yourself, obviously, doing a lot of like time lapses, maybe not so much tutorials on YouTube, but there are some who will literally talk you through the whole process.
Oh, yeah. There never used to be any of that stuff. When I first started tattooing in my bedroom, the worst way.
Is that how you started?
Yeah, I didn't do a traditional apprenticeship. But I never, it's funny how I got into tattooing, if I'm honest. I didn't decide I wanted to be a tattooist. I didn't go looking for apprenticeships or anything like that. I literally just we were on eBay one day and I realised you could buy a tattoo machine. I was like, fucking, you can buy a tattoo machine or tattoo kit.
Yeah.
And we bought one. I was like, I'm just going to do some tattoos on myself. And then a couple of mates asked me to do them on them. And before you know it, I was fucking tattooing.
It's mad.
It is really mad.
Were you just like hooked from that moment?
Yeah.
How did you?
Oh, I loved it. I still love it. It's the best thing ever. Yeah, it's a weird story because like I said, I never intended to be that was never my intention to be a tattoo artist. I was tattooing. I was working at a hospital at the time as a porter. Okay. And I was tattooing a few mates just for like fucking £20 an hour or whatever. Probably less than that back then, to be fair. It's probably like £10 an hour. And what were you like? Were you all right to start? Nah. That was terrible. I tattooed my whole left arm. That's why it's black now.
Fucking hell.
But no, to be
on
fair,
the arm as well, not even on your leg.
Yeah, no, overconfident. I just fucking smashed one out. Like, I looked at it and I thought, it can't be that hard, can it? It's like drawing with a needle.
Just sink the thing in.
Yeah. But that's how I got into tattooing. From that tattoo on my arm, to be fair, I pretty much tattooed my whole left arm. And I went into a shop, Colchester Body Arts. And that was where I started. That's on the high street. Guy called Stu. And I went in there to get my right hand tattooed. It's just covered up now. But I went in there and he was like, who did your sleeve? And I was like, oh, me. Didn't even know that that's like not a good thing. You know what I mean? Yeah. And he said there and then, he was like, wow, it's pretty good. He didn't realise that I'd gone over it fucking 100 times trying to get that colour in. Big, thick scabs and all that. But, he said if I ever open another shop, I'll take you on. And it's quite a weird story, really. I was in a house share with a few mates after I got that tattoo. One of my mates was actually Aston Reynolds.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, back in the day. He came round and he had this girl with him and she was going out with Stu. And I told her, it was a bit of a weird coincidence that he'd come around. He was working for her at the time. She was a piercer. And he brought her around. And I told her the story about going to see Stu. And she said to me then, she was like, oh, he's just opened another shop. You might want to go and see him. I was like, oh, okay. So I'll go and book another tattoo. I think it was my neck tattoo. I went and saw him and he was like, yeah, I'm opening another shop. He's like, do you want an apprenticeship? I was like, yeah, I can do that. And literally, it wasn't really an apprenticeship because I already had a customer base. I was tattooing all my friends and that. And he said to me, I was like, if you still want to tattoo your mates, that's fine. Just bring them up here. You can do it. And then that was kind of the end of my apprenticeship, really. I just started tattooing from that day on.
God, nice. Yeah. I mean, it's quite like...
And now I'm a tattooist. It's mad.
Yeah. And you were a porter up until that point of thinking, I just need to get out of this now.
No, I think I'd already left that.
Okay.
Because I was living in a house share. I had about fucking £50 a week in bills or something. It was like nothing. Yeah. I was tattooing my mates for like £10-20 an hour, paying my bills that way. And then, I fucking started at Body Arts.
Where did you think, what period of time from that point, where did you learn the bulk of your knowledge?
Yeah, I learned a lot in that shop, 100% from Stu. He's like an old school tattooist, does a lot of like Japanese work and stuff like that. Yeah. I learned a lot from them. Yeah, 100%.
So he was kind of teaching it. It was an apprenticeship without it actually being an apprenticeship.
I'm not going to say, it just wasn't like a traditional apprenticeship. I didn't, I already knew how to tattoo. I'd been tattooing for like a year, like most days. Probably about a year, I'd say, like in my bedroom. Yeah, it's nice, man. It's cool to hear how people got into it, you know. Yeah, it's mad. Everyone's got such a different story. Yeah. Mine was a weird way. Did you do an apprenticeship?
I worked for the NHS.
I saw in your video.
And I was just desperate to get out of that. And I ended up like flitting between a load of like biker shops. Yeah. And I'd get there and then they weren't in or the bills weren't being paid. And then
really?
One of the shops fell through and I moved to another one and I wasn't really learning anything. Yeah. I was sweeping and mopping.
See, I was lucky.
Not sweeping, it's not like the 1800s. Hoovering. Yeah, you know what I mean? Yeah. I've just kind of picked up bits as I went. And then in the final shop that I kind of really apprenticed at, she was an old school artist and I really learnt more of the bulk of the stuff. But a lot of it, I was still left to figure it out myself. Yeah. On coil machines. I mean, I then I was like, fuck this. We're sort of seeing pen rotaries come out.
Yeah.
And started messing about with them. And I was like, I need to start using this. This is just for what I wanted to do.
Came out. Like, they've always been around, but it's only, I'd say, the last 5-6 years everyone sort of started using them. Like, no one really uses coils anymore.
Yeah, the stuff's just being more and more refined, isn't it?
It's better. Like, coils were a nightmare. They were always fucking breaking. They were always losing tune. They'd be like perfect one day and then shit the next day. Yeah.
And I used to mess about with soldering needles. Yeah. And like, I'm glad that she showed me how to do all of that stuff. Because I can appreciate it. You know, you go into like a really old school shop and I'm like, fair enough. Yeah. Like scrubbing tips in the back. Yeah, it was quite, I'm happy for just disposable stuff.
But I think this is why apprentices have got it quite easy nowadays, because they haven't got to scrub tubes, they haven't got to do any of that stuff. They haven't got a clue, You haven't really got to teach them much about machines, to be fair. I mean, I feel like you should. Everyone should know how a coil works, but you don't really need to, do you? It's like making needles.
That's
you don't need to do that.
Which, like, I mean, I don't think there's many artists coming through now who truly appreciate maybe how hard it was for some people back in the day.
Yeah, Stu that I talked about, who gave me my first job, he was a tattooist in the 80s. He used to have to get in early and make all his needles up, soldering them all together for the day. Oh, crazy.
Yeah, it's mad.
Yeah.
Something else I really wanted to talk to you about, which I'm going to try and touch on a little bit more, is like tattoo artists and their relationship with money. Now, we all know that we can do all right with it if we, you know what I mean, if you graft, and it's the same with any trade. Yeah. But I know of a lot of tattoo artists that feel guilty charging, you know, like you said earlier, you feel like you haven't got a lot done that day, you know, knocking bits off the price, or feeling guilty when you take your rates up. Yeah. How do you kind of tackle that mentality?
I mean, if I've got a customer with difficult skin, and if I feel like, I don't take the piss out of people, I'm not, if I don't get much done, then I'm not going to charge them. But I just have a set day rate. That's what I do. And if we finish a bit early, then I'll knock some money off. But I'm not super strict with it.
You find it a bit easier because you're just doing the same amount of time every day?
Yeah, kind of. Yeah. I finish at 5, start at 10, finish at 5. So
it's nice. And you mentioned with you being a studio owner, like you charge quite a low rent. And that obviously is attractive for other artists.
Yeah. I mean,
it's a good mentality to have.
I think so. I'd rather have more artists and charge less rent, to be honest, as long as they're all like decent sound people like we've got here. It's brilliant. Yeah. I've managed to collect we've got 9 people now. Yeah, it's decent.
If you're enjoying the podcast this week, don't forget to leave us a rating and a review wherever you listen to your podcasts. It really helps the podcast grow.
Tipping.
Yeah.
Tipping in the UK. This is something that you just obviously don't see.
Yeah, it doesn't happen.
Doesn't happen.
I don't like it, if I'm honest.
Do you not?
I don't know. It's not insulting, but that's the wrong word to use, but I don't know. I feel silly taking a tip off someone because they're given, I get all the money. You know what I mean? All the money they've given me. I don't know. It's weird. Yeah. I tip hairdressers and stuff like that, but I don't expect it. And I don't know. I feel a bit awkward when people tip.
It's weird, isn't it? How I know what you're saying, because I'm just like, it's weird how in some industries it's like that's like the norm. Yeah. Or like if I go to a restaurant, I'll always round it up.
I mean, there's certain things in the UK that I think everyone tips for. But I don't think tattooing's really one, is it? I don't know. I don't think I tip when I get tattooed.
I agree. I don't think it is. But it'd be nice if it. No,
yeah.
No, it's good. It's just an interesting topic. I just wanted to kind of get your thoughts on it, really. You know.
I mean, I find it strange. I know everyone in America tips. It's like 20%. Right?
Yeah, that's almost like the VAT in it on top.
Yeah. Well, I find it strange. Yeah. Yeah, but it's always nice, I suppose.
Definitely.
A little bit of extra money.
Yeah, 100%.
I find it awkward though. It's just like, oh, thank you so much.
Yeah. No, I get it. I mean, it is what it is, isn't it? But it's just interesting to get your thoughts.
Yeah. It happens every now and again, doesn't it?
Yeah, man. So, you're a family man, 2 kids.
2 kids, yeah.
Talk to me a little bit about like how you kind of go about running the academy and the studio and still being a dad, and is it difficult?
It's not. I wouldn't say it's difficult, but I do try and keep it 10 to 5. You know, I can't really. If I didn't have kids, I'd be here all the time. I'd be here every night. I love tattooing, but I think you have to kind of. Like, he's not happy about me being here today, to be honest.
Really?
Yeah.
On a Sunday?
Yeah.
What's the routine usually on a weekend?
So, Sunday's a family day. Usually. We just sort of hang out. We don't do much.
That.
No, it's cool. He's all right. He was watching videos of us last night, to be fair. I told him I'm going to be on telly.
Yeah, that's it.
He didn't understand what. Yeah, he's only 7, bless him. But yeah, it's good. And then I have Mondays off as well, so I get to take him to school and that, and pick him up. And that.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you think? Well, I mean, what would be your thought on him being a tattoo artist?
What, him being a tattooist? Yeah, I'd love him to be a tattooist.
Has he come to the shop? Is it something that interests him?
Yeah, he comes here all the time. I don't think he really understands. He's only 7, so he doesn't really understand it. He just wants monster truck tattoos and stuff like that. Yeah. So I don't think he really gets it. But yeah, I do show him the tattoos I do sometimes, but he's not bothered. He doesn't really care. But yeah, I'd love him to be a tattooist.
Yeah, that's sick. And be able to pass that knowledge on, I think it'd be great.
And to work with your boys as well would be great.
Yeah, man.
Yeah.
So yeah, really the main lesson there is the balance, I guess.
Yeah.
Keeping the days to the days and not kind of stretching yourself.
Yeah, of course.
I almost feel like I would find that difficult, at least where I am right now.
Yeah. You not got kids?
No, I haven't, not yet. Although I wouldn't say no.
Yeah.
But I guess I don't even know how the hell I would be able to fit that all in.
I mean, you have to change the way you do it. You can't be here till fucking 2 a.m.
Yeah.
Like, you have to put him to bed.
Yeah.
But yeah.
I know your lifestyle adapts and changes to that,
of course.
doesn't it?
Yeah.
I've got enough with a dog. So
yeah, yeah, exactly. Well, it's the same sort of commitment, isn't it? You got to get home and
I can't be out of the house for too long.
Nah.
Yeah, man. Let's talk about your YouTube channel.
Yeah,
Chrissy Lee TV.
Chrissy Lee TV.
Of which you haven't seen as much recently on there.
I don't really do it much, to be honest. Like,
2 I think it was 243,000 subscribers the last time I checked.
Yeah.
Talk to me about how long you've had that. And the kind of secret to a success, I guess.
I can't even tell you the secret, to be honest. I started it, it's got to be 5 years ago, I guess, I reckon.
Yeah.
And I just put up a couple of time-lapse videos of me tattooing. They were like badly edited. They were a bit rubbish, to be honest. And they fucking went mad, overnight. Subscribers started going up and up and up. And I got really into it. I think if you check, I've done about 100 videos, I think. Mm-hmm. And it was going mad. I think I was getting 80,000 views a day at one point, which is fucking crazy.
Yeah.
But
my missus said this to me. She said last night. She said everyone loves a time lapse.
Yeah,
and I guess it's true, innit?
Yeah.
If you don't understand how that stuff's being put together,
it's interesting
to watch that whole thing come together in 10 minutes.
Yeah.
That's roughly about how long they were, right? Or most of them.
Yeah. You squeeze an extra advert in then. 10 minutes. There you go.
Then it's like, it's to be able to see all of that come together. That quickly, you can almost kind of. And now it makes sense. Yeah, it's interesting. It literally blew up overnight. Have you given up on it?
Mad. I don't know if I've given up on it, but it's algorithms again. Like YouTube's pretty bad for it, and it's not like Instagram where you can get it back. I think once you've lost it, it kind of dies off a little bit. And I went through a phase of not doing it, and then I think I tried to bring it back, put a couple of videos up, and they just weren't getting the views. It still gets views now, but not like it used to.
Yeah.
I think it probably gets, I don't know, probably about 1,000 views a day still. Which probably sounds like quite a lot, to be fair.
Because it's up there.
Yeah, they're all there. Yeah. They're there forever. And it makes money as well.
Does it?
Yeah, it still makes a little bit.
Okay, so you managed to monetize it then?
Yeah, big money. Like, it's surprising how much money you make on YouTube once it's big.
Yeah. I feel like it's maybe not as much now as it was.
I don't know. I think there's a lot of people doing it now as well. Like there was obviously some people doing it, but when I first started doing it, there weren't that many like YouTube channels doing tattooing. There's fucking loads now, like loads. That's probably part of it as well. Like, there's a lot of like really good artists doing it. Like there was like maybe like 5 or 6 people really when I first started doing it that were had reasonable channels. Yeah. But yeah, it's good. It got me a lot of work as well, to be fair, back in the day when it was good.
I'm not blowing smoke up your arse, but you've obviously obviously if you were one of the first to do that, and you were one of the first to kind of bring these academies, the seminars rather, to the UK, you've obviously kind of got that forward-thinking, creative mind.
Yeah, I think so.
Yeah, I mean, it's good. It's good, and it's good to see someone actually trying to just contribute and better the industry.
Yeah,
you know?
Yeah, definitely.
Just going to talk to you a little bit about two of the cartridges we've got here from our podcast sponsor, Ghost Cartridges. So these are the original Ghost cartridge. These have been serving the industry for the last 5 years now and still remain one of the leading tattoo cartridges on the market. More recently, they've introduced their Holy Ghost cartridge range. Now this is similar to their original cartridges, but rather than using an O-ring, they use a membrane. You can grab both of these and all other Ghost branded supplies with the code ATFCT10 for 10% off, and that's exclusively at Star.
I guess I want to know then, really, conventions and guest spots coming up. Mm-hmm. Is this something that you kind of still want to explore now? You're kind of really firmly based here.
Yeah. Now that we've built this shop, the 6-3, we only started it a couple of years ago, and now that I've got these artists, we're all doing conventions. I went through a phase of doing conventions, like early on in my career, and then that kind of died out a little bit. But this year we're doing a couple. We've got, I think we're doing Tattoo Freeze in February. Just up in Telford, because a lot of my lads, they're all new to it. They haven't even been to a convention yet, so we want to start with a couple of like little ones. Doing UK TTA, you're working that one, aren't you?
I'm going to be at that one, yeah. I'm doing that one, Brighton and London this year.
I worked Brighton last year. I didn't do it this year. I didn't get my application in time, but yeah, I do.
Favourite convention?
Amsterdam. Amsterdam's good fun. Yeah. Well,
I don't need to ask why.
No, Amsterdam's just a great place.
Like, just chilled out.
Yeah. But we tend, if we're not working them, we tend to just use it like a pub, if I'm honest. We just hang out there, you know. Don't even see most of it a lot of the time.
Yeah. I'm quite new to the whole convention world, really. I only kind of really did my first proper one last year.
Yeah.
Do a few more this year.
Yeah, Brighton's good. Brighton's, well, probably the best one in the UK now, I'd say.
How do you prep yourself for those conventions? Because there's a lot that goes into it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't know really. I'm kind of unorganised in that sense. I'm kind of a last minute guy. I'll be the week before. I'll be fucking looking for tablecloths and shit.
Trying to get a banner made.
Yeah, but I tend to take people. I don't do walk-ups or anything like that.
Why is that?
I want to do some decent work while I'm there. I want to pick and choose what I'm going to do. I'll usually tattoo a mate. So like, we can have a drink, not while we're tattooing, obviously, but you know, I'd rather just take someone I know. I don't want to go there and work, if that makes sense.
Yeah.
Like, I've been to conventions where,
because if you're with someone that you know, then you can
it's
like,
a laugh, isn't it? It's a weekend away, and it's like, you can do tattoos on people in your studio. I don't know. And plus, I only do like large scale work, so it'd be difficult for someone to walk up, say, "Oh, I want this," and be like, "Well, it's going to take me an hour to get it ready." And I just don't think it really work. It's more for like trad artists, walk ups and stuff like that. Yeah. Or like if you're doing like smaller pieces and you put out a load of flash, then you'd be decent. But
that I lean to that. I mean, I'll always try and maybe organise one for the weekend that's like pre-planned. Yeah. That's just chill.
Yeah.
If we're running the podcast as well from the convention, then obviously I need to be able to like dip in and out.
Yeah.
So just sort of pre-drawn designs. Yeah. That works for me because I can pick it up and drop it and have a wander around. Yeah. But I completely understand the benefit of just taking one client.
Yeah. Like Tattoo Freeze, I'm taking my apprentice and we're just going to do a nice little tattoo on his forearm. Enter it in a competition, maybe. Yeah. Yeah. So nice. Get on.
Have you won many awards?
Nah. Nah, I've never won an award.
Have you not aimed for it? Is that
not
why?
Not really, but I've only ever entered a couple of times. But I've always, I don't know. It sounds stupid, but I don't need the validation. I don't know if that's a horrible thing to say, but I don't like being judged either. Like, and also, a lot of the people that I'm there with, like mates and that, we're in a competition against each other. It just doesn't feel right. Yeah. I don't know.
You're not really competitive?
Nah, not really. Nah, not in that sense.
Just sort of stay in your own lane.
Yeah. Just happy doing my thing.
Yeah.
Although I would like an award, maybe. We'll see.
We'll see.
Yeah.
Are there any kind of, I guess I want to know as well for you, like we spoke a little bit about like in black and grey, but are there any artists that you would really want to kind of work with, have here at the at 6-3,
anyone who's chill, really. I'm not really fussed. As long as that's the main thing about this shop, is I just want everyone to be sound. Like, I've been lucky, like, everyone here is proper safe. Like, I just want a nice environment to work.
How do you kind of source your artists then? Who have you got? And there's a bit of a mix of styles, isn't there?
Yeah, we've got a mix of styles. We've got a little bit of everything. But as long as they come with a recommendation from someone I know, that's the main thing. I never just take anyone that I don't know. I need to know that they're proper sound, you know?
Yeah.
Because it's important. Like,
you spend all your life at work.
Yeah, you're here every day. And we've been, like I said, we've been lucky that we haven't got any dickheads here. And the last thing you want is just like that one person that brings the room down, or, you know?
Yeah.
So, yeah, we got a wicked group of lads here.
Yeah,
and girls
nice.
now as well.
Yeah, sweet. Yeah, man, you're smashing it.
It's cool.
This is probably quite a good point, or a good time rather, for me to give you the question left for you by the previous guest.
Right, okay.
And that question was,
if you could go back to the days of having no tattoos whatsoever, wipe the slate completely clean, bare skin, and get your whole body covered by one artist,
yeah,
a whole huge composition, a whole bodysuit of one artist, who would that artist be?
Ooh. Oh, that's a tricky one, man. Because I don't even know what style I'd pick, if I'm honest. I'd probably have neo-trad. I like colour tattoos. But a full bodysuit, yeah, that's a tricky one.
or just the whole body covered by one artist.
Let me think about it.
No,
Who would I get towed by? Anybody? That guy's name I can't pronounce. Yeah, him.
right.
What is it? I think I'll have to have a look on my
That's
phone.
all right. We'll put it up on the screen.
Yeah, we'll find it.
Try and pronounce it.
I think is it Hernan Yepe?
Okay.
Do you know what I mean?
If that, hopefully that's how we pronounce your name.
Yeah, hopefully I won't offend anyone. There,
Yeah, sick. Yeah, cool, man.
Yeah. But then at the same time, if I had no tattoos, I'd probably just pick tattoos that I want to learn from. So, yeah, that would be a lot of it. I'd probably pick someone like Owen Pauls or someone like that. Or, Little Nick.
Yeah.
Don't know.
Just to be able to kind of absorb the knowledge.
I wish I could take all my tattoos off and start again.
Really?
Yeah, 100%.
Do you regret any?
I wouldn't say I regret any, but I'm covered in shit. I've got a lot of shit, and then I've got just about 6 or 7 good tattoos dotted about, basically. A lot of cover-ups. The old black sleeve, obviously.
Just to kind of,
I've had this one lasered. I've actually had 4 sleeves. It's quite interesting. This is a cover-up. I used to have a trad sleeve on here.
Yeah.
My mate Josh Wilson's doing this, like biomech. That was a trad sleeve, had it lasered. That was full colour one that I did myself. That's now black. So, yeah, not many people can say they've got or had 4 sleeves.
I know, yeah. It's pretty impressive.
Yeah.
I mean, I've got some dodgy ones on my left leg. I've had like bits and pieces where I've done them myself.
Yeah.
Or I've had my apprentices do one on me.
Yeah.
That's just kind of, I had to write off that leg.
Yeah. Black it out.
Or at least the bottom half.
Yeah.
But yeah, just trying to collect a bit more.
Yeah.
I'm kind of limited on space now, so I want to really handpick.
That's my main problem. Yeah.
But you're like spoiled for choice.
Yeah, of course.
And then like trying to line that up with it's difficult, man. I'm going to try and get a few more before I go away this summer.
Yeah. Last couple of years I've been just travelling about, getting tattooed. Just mainly this left leg, where I've seen a few different artists. Mike Stockings there, Matt Webb.
Yeah.
Pete the Thief.
It's a pretty bold leg.
Yeah,
That's
I've got
sick.
one good leg.
Yeah, that's quality.
Who else is on there? I can't even think now. But yeah, that's mainly what I'm doing now. Travelling about, just get tattooed by people.
Yeah,
meet
nice.
people. They're more like signatures. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Meet these people. And
I like as well, what I love about getting tattooed is that like I can pinpoint the place and time where I was.
Yeah.
And it like, you know what I mean? It can take you back. I almost kind of try and mark out like important parts of my life with them.
Yeah, that's cool.
I mean, do I regret any? Probably not.
Nah.
You can't really.
You ain't got a black arm then.
Yeah, well, that's it. Maybe they're not shit enough. I don't know. Yeah, nice, man.
Yeah.
Have you got a question to leave for the next guest?
Yeah. What do you think is the most important thing that's been invented for tattooing in the last few years? Like cartridges, iPads, that sort of thing. I've overthought this question.
No, it's good. It's good. No one's actually asked that.
No.
And I think that's a really good. It's interesting to hear. I guess it'll come down to personal experience, won't it?
Yeah. But I think it's mad. The last few years, everything that's coming out, like people always, and they always have been trying to reinvent the wheel, but cartridges, for example, that's just mental. If you could go back to like 16 years ago, when I was in that busy street shop, if you'd explain cartridges to someone, you'd be mind blown, because we used to use like 3 needles and we'd have to set up 3 machines, you know? And like nowadays I can use like 7 different needles.
Yeah,
like just flip it in. It's mental.
Takes 2 seconds. Makes the stuff so efficient. Yeah, some of the stuff, like, I mean, you look at some of the cartridges with great big air holes to keep the flow. Yeah. I think I was talking to Mike Stout about some of those capillary cartridges.
Right.
Is it with Cheyenne maybe, where it's like almost like a spiral, so it feeds the ink in slower?
Yeah,
I'd love to know where it's going to be in 10 years.
Yeah, I'm excited. Like I always say this, like I can't wait to see like what's next.
As long as we're not out of a job.
Yeah, hopefully not.
Stick your arm in like like a printer.
Fuck, that's scary, man.
Nice, man. Yeah, it's been really good. It's been great to kind of sit down with you and just understand a little bit more about like, all of your kind of experience.
Yeah.
The final thing that I'm going to do with you is like a little game that we've now started to introduce in this season, and it's a drawing challenge.
A drawing challenge. I'm a realism artist.
Yeah. That's it. It's super lighthearted. Yeah. And the way we do it, similar to the question, is that you get left a task.
Okay.
And you will leave a task for the next guest.
Oh, okay.
And it's a subject matter and a style.
Yeah?
Yeah. Now, let me give you the stuff. We've got a piece of A5 paper. You've got a BIC, you've got a HB, a 2B, and a 1/2 mil fine liner. And I'm going to give you 3 minutes to draw. New school skull. 3, 2, 1, go. What is the capital of Finland?
No idea.
What is the name of Bridget Jones's baby in the 3rd Bridget Jones film?
I have no idea.
Okay. At the time of writing, how many episodes of The Simpsons are there?
Fucking hell. I don't know.
These are quite difficult,
These are well difficult.
These are difficult. Which 5 colours make up the Olympic rings?
Green, yellow, blue, black, red.
Okay. In which decade was Madonna born?
Oh, fuck. I literally have no idea. I'm doing well here.
What is the most sold flavour of Walker's Crisps?
Cheese and onion.
What is the biggest animal in the world?
Isn't it a whale? I don't know. Is that a mammal?
I haven't got the right answers here, so we'll just do that post. For 1 point, put the following Kardashian Jenners in order of age, oldest to youngest.
I don't even know any of them. Kim. I don't even know.
Okay. How many times has Andy Murray won Wimbledon? In singles.
Andy Murray. 5 times.
Which country is brie cheese originally from?
France. It's got to be France, surely.
In what franchise would you find the character? I don't know. Oh yeah, Katniss Everdeen.
I don't know.
What year was Heinz established?
That would be 1971.
Okay. What is the capital of Iceland?
I have literally no idea.
Who came second in FIFA Women's World Cup 2019?
Second? I don't know.
What does IPA stand for?
IPA? Something pale ale?
Okay. Who painted the Mona Lisa?
Van Gogh?
Which planet is closer to the sun? I always get this one wrong.
Closest?
Yeah. 45 seconds left.
Oh, this is so distracting. I'm trying to draw a skull.
I know. What was... oh, yeah, go on. Was that a pass or is that...
No.
Okay, fine. What was Queen Elizabeth II's surname?
Regina?
Who plays Del Boy Trotter in Only Fools and Horses?
Oh my God, mind blank. That's...
He's the one with the first name as a second name in it.
Oh, how do I not know this? Pass.
Okay, what's the largest country in the world?
Russia.
Which fashion designer reportedly had a relationship with Winston Churchill? 5 seconds. 4.
Oh God, this is
3.
the worst skull I've ever drawn.
2. 1. Time's up, put your pen down.
For fuck's sake. I can't answer questions, actually. Oh, man.
Nice. How did we do?
That was intense. I've drawn a reasonably terrible skull.
That was great. Brilliant. Well done, mate. That was brilliant. I enjoyed that. The only thing I need you to do, if you can just sign and print it with today's date, that'd be great.
Yeah. Oh, I hope I win.
It's the 15th of Jan.
Just my name.
Yeah, sign and date and the date would be great. Sign and print.
That's really hard to draw and answer questions, right?
I know. That's why I've done it. I don't want to make it too easy for you, you know.
Yeah.
Lovely stuff.
Yeah. Keep that.
We'll get a little shot for that in a minute. But yeah, man, it's been really good.
Yeah,
thanks so much.
it.
Thanks so much for joining us on
Thanks for asking me.
Yeah, it's been good fun. Cheers, bro.
Sweet, man.
Thanks for listening. I hope you've enjoyed the podcast this week. Don't forget to hit the bell icon and the follow button wherever you listen to your podcasts. And don't forget to head over to YouTube and hit that subscribe button as well. Really helps the podcast grow. And thank you so much for all the support so far. I'm Alex Lloyd, and this is a 21st Century Tattoo. Thanks for listening.
New school.
New school, yeah. How difficult you want to make it for the next guest, that's on you.
Yeah.